Been trying to meet you.
Well.
Hello.
Hey,
It's Wednesday.
another Wednesday.
Toby, you're back. You weren't here last week. You went on a hacienda.
Yeah, I was sad.
But you had a big
Is that an
party
excuse?
you went to,
Oh
right?
no, you're right. I really had legitimate. I was gone.
You had like
Yeah.
it was your mom's birthday.
It was my mom's birthday, and my oldest had a concert. She plays
okay.
the trumpet. Thank you very much.
Is she good?
I bet that's fun.
She's better than I ever was because I played the trumpet and I faked most of my way through band. I never would blow.
Yeah, you just hand signed?
Until every now and then the conductor would be like, "Hey, wait a minute," and then
There's
they
no sound coming out.
single me out, and then it would be really awkward. And, that was short lived.
Okay.
She's much better than me. She's good. She can do the Star Wars theme song. So to me, she's like,
that's good.
She's the best
reached
trumpet
the
player I've
pinnacle.
ever seen.
Yeah, exactly.
She's where
That's
else
all you
is she
need
gonna
to
go?
do.
She can
Yeah,
retire.
there's
at
nowhere
this
else
point.
to go. That's it. You're done. I think she mastered trumpet. She could probably move on.
Does she practice in the house?
Not as much as she should.
Okay. So it's not.
So
it's not
I can't
Reese
complain.
annoying?
It's also
okay.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
My kid is in hand chime club, and we're supposed to go to a concert in December.
Is hand chiming?
I think it's a little bell.
Is
Yeah,
it the bells? I love the
the
bells.
silver
That's-
bells. Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. Jimothy, get some video for that.
Okay, I will.
No. He'll invite you to the hand chime concert, and you. Can
I would
sit
go to
through-
if it's really bells. I would be there.
I'm sure it's kindergarten through like
I
sixth
don't
grade,
care.
and you're gonna have to sit through fifth grade, and they're gonna
I
have to
don't
sit
care.
through 17 different classes.
My life is already that. I sit through a lot of like even her concert. It was mostly not her. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's the reality. Yeah.
I was thinking I should probably take care of business real quick.
Yeah, we got business.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. I hope you're enjoying the show. Make sure that you like and subscribe.
It's so sincere when you're just reading. I hope you're enjoying the show. Plus, we've only been on for like 2 minutes. I don't know that they can enjoy it yet.
Well, I hope they're enjoying it. But
Like
I also
overall,
hope-
like the arc of the show. Okay.
Yes, and that they like and subscribe. They hit the little bell on
Sure.
YouTube.
Do all
they
the
can follow
things.
us on Instagram.
There's all the spots, all
There's
the places,
all the things.
None of which I know how to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You ask the most amazing questions about.
I don't know. I
this
don't understand how any of
podcast
it
that
works.
You're on.
I don't understand how any of it works. Are
Sorry.
people listening right now? Are there live people?
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
We don't even know that. Isn't there a way to
hard
look?
tell. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
I feel like that's a good answer for someone who. I have a feeling nobody is.
That's all right. So Toby,
Yeah.
since you weren't here last week, you didn't get to do your job.
I didn't. Yeah, my job. I don't know anything. I feel like all I know is that I
That's
know
all you-
nothing. That's what I know. I know nothing about this next guest.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like this
And
is.
that's
I'm just
exciting.
excited. I'm excited about that because this isn't somebody you've known for 15 to 20 years. Correct?
No.
Yeah, it's someone we've never met. No,
We literally
collectively.
like
two
two
seconds
minutes
ago.
before. I know it's very exciting.
This is exciting to me because I'm gonna learn a lot. I feel like when there are people Rob knows, there's not much to learn, but this guy could educate me.
All right. Well, let's bring him in. What's his name?
I think it's Peter, if I remember correctly.
It is.
Yes.
Oh my
He did
gosh,
it.
look how good I am.
Yeah.
Hello, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Hi, Tobias.
Good. Nice to officially meet you.
Yeah. So Peter, I'm Rob. This is Jim,
Hello.
and that's Toby. You were on the Been Trying to Meet You podcast. We're just a bunch of guys
some
who just like
reason.
to hang out. Yeah, we want to know all about you. Why you decided to come join us.
Yes.
And everything. So welcome to the show. Peter, if you'll tell us a little bit about you and where you are, because that's the most exciting.
Yeah, because he
part
just
to
made
me.
us international, I think. I think he's the first international guest, if I'm
It's
right.
true.
If I'm not okay.
Oh, wow. I need an award.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim's working on that. He'll make
Okay,
it.
yeah, I'll see what I can whip up.
Okay, so I am Peter Banigo. Currently, I am where I was born. That's Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt is in the south of Nigeria. So most times when you hear of Nigeria, you hear of Lagos and Abuja. Port Harcourt is just by the Atlantic Ocean. So that's where I am. What about me? What do I do? I'm founder of Target ICT. I founded that when I was in the UK in 2018. So it's just basically a business I started to help business owners focus on what they know while we focus on the tech in their business. Then apart from that, I'm a podcast host too. I started a podcast for the same reason I am on this podcast, because I was born an introvert. I spent most of the first 2 or 3 decades of my life as an introvert, and 2 years ago I decided to just do all the things I find uncomfortable, like working out, talking to strangers and stuff like that. So I started one podcast 2022. It's 114 episodes in, and I enjoyed it so much I started another one last month. So I think that's basically me.
All right, so wait, hold on, Peter. A couple things. One, you're an introvert.
Yes, I still am.
I'm an extrovert, but I'm becoming an introvert.
Oh.
So maybe I need to listen to you on some tips. I like this strategy. Just put yourself in uncomfortable situations. There's nothing more uncomfortable than being on this podcast. So you're taking a giant. You are accomplishing so much right now. So kudos to you. Absolutely. What was the other thing? I already forgot the other thing I was going to say. It'll come back to me. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah. So Peter, I really appreciate what you just said, because I am like naturally very introverted as well. And I'm a photographer. And one of the things that kind of helped me kind of get out there was I would just walk around and I would just ask somebody to photograph them and then just hang out with them for a little while. Sometimes I would end up in their homes or in hotel rooms and all kinds of things, and it really has helped, like putting yourself in. I just appreciate the idea of like kind of putting yourself in these positions in order to kind of draw yourself out as well as the people that you're working with. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's super cool, actually.
And so did that discovery of you being an introvert and you wanting to make a change, did that happen during the pandemic? Was that like a catalyst to make you do something else, or?
Okay, I think, yeah, it actually was during the pandemic, because that's actually the first time I started listening to podcasts during the pandemic. But during the pandemic, so I was going through a separation, and I just needed things to distract myself. If I want to be honest.
Yeah, sure.
We all needed it. So we all were looking for it.
Yeah, so I think back then I started painting. I think every painting behind I did it myself. Yeah, a bit amateur, but that's fine. I love them like that. So I started painting back there. Started with plants and started this.
Oh, Jim wants to see some of the paintings. Can you show us one closer?
I'd love to see them. Yeah, we're all artists here.
Okay,
so.
So these like the boats.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is great. So, what time is it, Peter, with where you're at right now?
Yeah, I think we started around 6 a.m. So it's now like 10 minutes past 6 a.m.
Peter, you're crazy.
Yeah, I still have bags under my eyes.
Yeah.
Toby does too, but
yeah,
his don't go away.
Just exactly. That's the look. Unbelievable. Okay, so 6 a.m. South Nigeria. Where'd you say? What was where is it?
Port Harcourt.
Okay, and so you said the Atlantic is right there? Are you near the ocean? Like the beach is there? Is that where
by the ocean?
So is that painting of the boat inspired by your environment?
I think partially.
Okay.
Partially.
Okay.
Yeah, because almost everything I have has a sea on it. So yeah, I think that's a way to think about it. I think that was unconscious though.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
if you're around it, it comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff that we, like Jim said, we're all artists here. A lot of the stuff we do, I think, is unconscious, at least initially, until we start to see patterns and recognize, like, oh yeah, duh, that's where it comes from. You know,
True.
It takes a while sometimes to see the obvious.
Very true.
So, Peter, excuse my ignorance. What is the official language in Nigeria?
English.
It really is.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is.
All right.
Okay, so it's English.
Sorry. I don't know. I feel.
Yeah, English is the
Why is it
official.
bad?
Then we have there's a reason for that actually. Nigeria is really big. We have like 200 million people. We have almost 500 and something languages. So if we try to speak anything else, it'll be war.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so we just picked English and we go with that. So everybody has so like where I'm from, we have okay, apart from English, there's Pidgin English, which is a simplified version of English. Then there's also for where I'm from, I speak Ijo language, so it's totally different from English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, most of the rest of the world, I feel like, is pretty bilingual at minimum, if not
Minimum.
multiple.
Minimum.
And yeah, here it's embarrassing. In my defense, I tried to take other languages, and I'm still just barely getting through English. So it's
No, don't worry.
I'll blame my own brain, or I don't know. I don't know where to put the fault.
Did you guys did you have to take Latin? I had to take Latin, which makes no sense to me.
No,
Spanish.
you
for me.
did?
Yeah.
Yeah, Spanish for me, and I took some German, but neither one I was not good at all.
I think I did French back in school when I was really young.
Yeah.
And then I went to France and I was totally lost because I was like, what's all this?
It's so different from school in reality.
I did a study abroad thing in Paris, and about a week in, they had an emergency French lesson, and I was like, well, I need that because I don't speak any French. So this is not working. So I go there and I learned how to say zebra. And that's all
helpful.
I learned. That's all I learned. They're
What?
like, zebra. And I was like,
It's not even that different, Jim.
I know, and I know.
Did you just walk around the streets of Paris looking
Yeah,
for
he just.
zebras?
Why is
Like,
this guy obsessed with zebras?
I
Just
know.
go to the zoo and hang out by the zebra.
Well,
and
I
at
went
least
to
you
the
can look a
zoo.
little informed.
They don't have zebras, do they?
No, they did. They went to
okay.
the zoo, and I was like, zebra.
And everybody's like, "Oh, look at
He knows.
him!
He
Yeah.
knows.
He's so sophisticated."
He's finally coming assimilated to the language.
The only two things that stuck with me were bonjour, that's good morning, and sortie, that's exit. So anytime I'm in the subway, I'm looking for the sortie, so I get out of it. That's all.
Yeah.
That's a
very
good exit.
practical.
Is a good practical. Practical.
I did like walking into places and everybody be like, bonjour. And you're like, bonjour.
Yeah.
Merci. You know.
See, you know, Jim, you're
A little
basically
bit.
French. You're basically.
No.
Jim is my Spanish connection. Sometimes I need someone to translate, and Jim
Can
comes
you
through.
do it, Jim?
Hola, buenas tardes. ¿Cómo estás?
Okay.
You know?
Okay. A lot better than I can do.
Yeah.
Most of my Spanish revolves around seafood because I used to sell seafood in college. So, you know, necesitas camarones? Do you need shrimp?
Like at a grocery store. He didn't have a just pull up in his car and pop the
Right.
trunk and try to
A
sell
van?
back room. Yeah, the van seafood.
You want some
This
warm
just
shrimp?
this just fell off the boat seafood. That's
Yeah.
what Jim wants.
Peter,
you don't want
tell
that.
us
Tried to
about your
learn Spanish
business.
once.
Peter, I want to know about your business a little more.
Okay.
What?
Okay, so I think if I want to talk about my business, I'll talk about my business history because
Okay.
it links up to
Okay.
this business. So
Okay.
yeah, so I went to school. I studied engineering, gas engineering in school. Okay, where I'm from, there's like a huge oil industry. So everyone, the peak of your career is just to go into oil and gas and get well paid there and enjoy your life. So I studied gas engineering. But before that, my mom got me a laptop in 2006. So I was more interested in the laptop than in my gas engineering course. 2008, I did an internship. So engineering was a 5-year course. In the third or fourth year, I can't remember, you have to do 6 years with the company. So you learn, you have practical knowledge on whatever you're learning. And a few months into the internship, like half of the team got fired. And I'm like, oh no, I don't want to have this career. I don't want to get fired halfway through my career. So I started thinking of what else I would like to do. I used to read a lot of business books back then and all that. So because of that, I think that's the main reason why I didn't practice what I studied. Yeah. So yeah, because that year, that was 2009, if I remember, December 2009, I registered my first company because of that, unconsciously. I didn't use it then. 2010, like middle towards the end of 2010, I started my first business. That was a web hosting business. After the web hosting, I started a couple of other things that were not related to tech, food, procurement, e-commerce, etc. I was just youthful exuberance, they call it, I think. So, so I started all these things. Yeah, so much energy. So I think, but doing all these things now, because of my nerdy tech background, I was able to use Google ads to get clients when nobody knew about them, use Facebook ads, use SEO, use things like that. And I was like a step ahead of other people. And other people in the same business will always come to ask me questions. And so that's why 2018, I was in Leicester back then. 2018, I was like, okay, these questions they ask, I think there's a business case in this. I can actually charge people for answering this question. So that's actually one of the reasons I started Target ICT, to just put that thing I actually enjoy, which is the tech part. Because honestly, all those things I started, I still don't know how to cook up. I started about 3 or 4 food businesses. So it was just, oh, this looks nice, I start. This looks nice, I start. So that's basically it. So Target ICT, just doing what I was doing for those businesses, for other businesses.
Yeah. So my next question is, are you hiring?
Toby's always on the prowl.
I'll send you my resume.
Yeah.
So how many
amazing.
businesses have you started, Peter?
Yeah.
I honestly have not counted it, but let's just go through it. Before the web hosting, I went to there was a village where they used to get logs to transform to planks for the timber market. So my friend told me that if you buy the logs and you take it to market, you have like a 5-time return. So before I started web hosting, I went to that, but it was so stressful. I'm not built for stress. I was sick after that trip.
I hear you.
I was sick after that trip, so I didn't do it again. So I started the web hosting. That was my first actual registering a business, starting a business. After the web hosting, I started an SMS business. After the SMS, I started my first food business. That's Fuego Grill and Barbecue. I had about 3 or 4 branches of that before I went to the UK, Coventry, in 2013 for my master's. Went for the master's. Fuego closed because I wasn't there. In the UK, I started Maria with my friend. I started Maria Sports with my friend. Came back from the UK, I think sometime 2014, started Bole King, another food business, then started my procurement business. I started an e-commerce business, self-defense gadgets. After that, I started Gadget Planets, another e-commerce. I started Planet of Things in 2017. That was another e-commerce again. What else? What else? I hope I remember all of them. So I think that's basically before Target ICT.
Wow. So
that is crazy.
I know that's quite the business.
Amazing.
So
it's amazing.
you had like food franchises, and then also the e-commerce with different types of like self-defense gadgets. Like how do you? I'm trying to figure out how you like decide.
Do you have like a hat? And you're just like, let me figure out what I'm gonna start.
He's pulling it out of a hat. He's pulling it out of a hat.
Yeah. How do you go from food to this, or like? I guess I'm just curious, like the thought process of going through each of these things. Was it just circumstantial?
It's just being impulsive. So okay,
Yes, I love that.
So the web hosting business, what happened? Okay, I bought a CD on how to build No. I bought an ebook on starting a web hosting business. I put it in practice and started it. Then the SMS, I bought a CD on building SMS websites with Joomla. I put that into practice, started that. The first food business, the grill, I was actually the first 2 businesses were 2011, 2012. I was working remotely. No one else was. And back then I used to be bothered by what people thought. So people used to be like, oh, you're at home. I'm going to work. You're making money at home. It's weird. And I'm like, oh, it's weird. So I was looking for something that would take me out of the house. So I was out with my friend. He was managing a bar. They had a grill stand there that wasn't functioning. And I'm like, why is it not functioning? And he's like, they don't have anybody. They don't have the time to manage it. I'm like, okay, can I manage it? Maybe pay for the space. And he's like, no problem. So the next day I hire someone, buy the first stock, buy the grill, and the next evening we are selling there. That's how impulsive I was.
Wow.
That's amazing. Yeah, have you ever considered just binge watching Netflix? Like, you can just not
do anything.
Yeah, like you're making me look bad over here, Peter. I don't know.
Do you
No,
have
I'm actually very, very
undiagnosed-
restless.
Yeah, I see that.
Do you have undiagnosed ADHD or is it diagnosed? I guess is my question at this point.
No, it's undiagnosed. I've refused to go for any diagnosis, but I know, I think it was about a week or 2 weeks ago. I went to the bank and I had to stand in a queue for about 25 minutes. You need to see me just step in, turning. So I'm like, no, this is a problem.
Yep.
Just like you just feel like you're wasting time. Like you're just wasting
fine.
away.
I should be out of here.
Yeah.
I have so much other stuff
in
to
the
do.
amount of time that you were in that line, you could have started 3 other businesses.
I know.
Like,
It's true.
Seriously, what such a waste.
Next time Peter comes on the show, he's going to be like, I started a new business. I have a guy who will
I'm
come
done.
wait for you.
For you in a
at the
line.
bank."
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I would pay for that service.
And so are you just running the one business right now? Is that where you spend your time, or
The
you still
ITT
have multiple?
or ICT?
The target
I'm done.
ICT.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done. I think on my LinkedIn these days, I put my title as a former serial entrepreneur.
Nice. Former entrepreneur. Yeah, I like that.
Serial entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serial. Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
And Peter, how old are you? If you don't mind me
how old
asking.
am I? I'm 37. 37.
37. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you still have a lot of time ahead of you.
Yeah, I
unlike
mean-
us, we're on.
Yeah,
We're done.
We're down. We're
on
tapping
the-
out.
We've got days left.
Yeah, Toby's the oldest. He's the closest one to 50, and when he taps out at 50, we're just gonna laugh.
Yeah. I'll be right there.
He's not starting any businesses. I'll tell you that.
No, I did have one freelance business, but no, I'm not starting.
What happened with that, Toby?
I mean, I moved on. Sometimes you do other things.
When Toby starts a business, he's like, "Hey guys, I started a business."
Yeah,
That's all he does.
That's all it is. I just say it.
Just
There's
an
no
announcement.
paperwork.
No, he doesn't actually
fly-in.
get clients, doesn't collect money.
No.
There's no transaction of goods or services. It's just more, he just wanted to say it.
I just wanted to say it.
And he only has started one is the impressive thing about that.
Yeah.
He realized he wasn't any good at it. Just saying.
even when it was fake.
Yep. So Peter, where all have you lived? I heard you say UK and where you are now, your home. Anywhere else? Have you?
Yeah, I think okay, so basically UK actually lived is UK, Istanbul, and Nigeria, those 3.
Istanbul.
Have you been to the States?
Funny enough, no.
All right, well, you're welcome anytime. Rob has a shed.
I have a shed.
There's a couch. Is there
That's
a
where I
couch in
am.
there?
I'm on the
Yeah.
couch right now.
Yeah, see? Perfect.
It's pretty nice.
It's pretty nice.
I think,
it's pretty good for a shed.
I think for some reason I've not really had any motivation. I think back in 2014, when my granddad died, my aunt, who has been living in the States since I was a kid, she came to Nigeria, and I've always had this gold necklace on. My mom gave it to me in 2004, 20 years ago. I used to wear a gold bracelet too, and she's like, "Oh, if you're in the streets of New York, they're gonna yank this off your neck." I'm like, "No, I'm not going."
Wow. She put like
So I've always had that at the back of my head.
Oh, where does she live, or where did she live?
New York. She stays in New York.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean
okay.
New York.
Well,
New York, that's probably true. We're in Colorado, and that's less likely. I've never heard of just a necklace snatched from anyone I know. Have you guys heard of?
No,
I think
not
it's
here.
pretty. I think it's pretty tame here, and at
Yeah,
least
no,
compared to New York.
Colorado's not
encouraged
going to
now.
have that.
Yeah, we're pretty. It's pretty safe.
Toby will take you to Nebraska. It's desolate.
Yeah, there's
It's-
nobody there to even steal your necklace,
No.
so you're safe.
There's a really cool house by these crazy people who own a hunting store that have a weird house. They took over a whole town. That's what you can go learn in Nebraska.
That's
It's
what we
awesome.
learned.
Other things, but yes, that is one feature.
That's all I remember.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
Does
Yeah,
your aunt
so-
still live in New York? I love that she just decided to scare you to death to never
yeah,
come
she's like,
over here.
don't
She's
come
like,
here.
don't come. They'll just maul you and steal everything.
And you know the funny thing is that because we're all in the car, so I'm sitting on the passenger side with my hand on the window, so my gold bracelet is outside. I just like, oh, they're going to snatch it off your hand. I'm like, they've not snatched it off my hands all these years.
Yeah. Okay.
At that point, like, I would probably drive around with my hand out just to
Just to
see
test
if it was
to
gonna
see
happen.
if it's happening. Yeah. Put it to test.
Maybe get some fake gold. Let's get some fake gold bracelets and just go drive around
I like
in New
this.
York.
All right.
We could do a test maybe this week here.
Yeah, let's try it here.
Colorado, it's not gonna happen.
It's not
Also
gonna
in
happen.
New York, riding in a car in New York, you're not going anywhere. It's better to walk.
just- Yeah, definitely better to walk. Subway and walk.
See, we've debunked this theory for you, Peter. Come to New York.
So I can
No,
safely
come to
New York.
Colorado. Let's start with Colorado.
Colorado's very tame.
Yeah.
No, except the airport sucks here. So
Yeah.
Man.
I think all airports suck.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with Peter. All
All of
airports
them.
suck. They're the worst at this point. Now, Peter, I've been to Istanbul. How long did
That's-
you live there?
didn't
Because
know
I loved that town, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I love it. I think apart from Port Harcourt, that's my next favorite
The,
place.
so,
It's a
the
lot like-
food. The food
oh,
is so
yes.
good. Yes. Yes.
The food is
Fantastic.
spicy, and the food
Yes.
is a lot like Nigerian food because we eat a
Okay.
lot of rice, a lot of bread, a lot
Okay.
of meat. So I just felt like I was home.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, I need to go to Nigeria, it sounds like.
Yo, it's lovely. It's
Peter, do you have a
lovely.
couch for us, Peter? That's what I'm really aiming for here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
There you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I'll buy my ticket tomorrow. Perfect.
Toby's just gonna show up.
Just ding dong.
And the funny part is, if anybody on this podcast is going to do it, it's going to be Toby.
I mean, what?
Jim and
got
I have just
commitments.
lost Toby
I
in
got
in random states. We're
You
just like
didn't
there.
lose
and-
me. You thought you lost me. I
You
knew where you
disappeared.
were.
That means he's a bit impulsive like me.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It might be
All right, so-
true. Peter.
Peter, you paint. What else do you do for fun? What kind of hobbies you got?
I stopped painting like 2 years ago because I wasn't too good at it.
Oh, okay.
So-
Man, who's good at anything?
So these
really?
days, I think these days about the same time I started painting, I started gardening. I bought a photos, this ivy. I bought one ivy, and currently I have like maybe 30, 40 plants in front of my house and behind my house. I don't even have space to walk anymore. I think that's my favorite thing right now, though, gardening.
Okay.
That's cool.
Cool.
All right. Do you so with the gardening, are there plants that like you grow fruit, vegetables, things you can eat too? No.
I only started that this year.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What did you what was it? What I don't know what grows like in your
Yeah, do you have
so I
like
have,
native?
yeah, like
plants
what are some good
Okay,
produce?
so what I have basil, two types,
Okay.
three types
Basil.
of basil.
Okay.
Then I have okra. I have 2 okra
Oh.
plants.
Have you ever
Yeah.
fried did you fried okra? Have you done that yet?
No, we use
What?
it for soup. We just cut
Well,
it off.
This is
put it
in
water,
America.
and
We
fry
just fry it. We like to fry it over here.
No,
You need
but
to
like
fry it.
gumbo. So
Yeah.
gumbo.
Okay, I didn't
A
know that.
requirement
Gumbo?
for gumbo to make gumbo
Okra?
a gumbo other than a soup is okra is the requirement to make it
I
a
had
gumbo.
No idea. I had no idea.
And I actually have like a couple of fruits. Maybe I'll try frying them.
Yeah.
See how it turns out.
Try it.
Yeah, then I have
Worth a shot.
spinach. I have longevity spinach, Malabar spinach. I have habanero, a couple of habaneros. I have tomato.
What?
I have
All right.
what else? What else is edible? Yeah, just roughly that.
All right.
Okay. Cool.
That's good. Yeah, we
So-
have a small garden, but most stuff. Colorado's hard. We have rocky soil, so
Oh,
and the growing season's short. So there's not a lot that grows great, but
I think that's one thing I like about here. The weather is good all through the year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I just plant anything I like at any time.
yeah, that sounds
Oh,
perfect.
nice. Yeah, I live a few thousand feet higher than Denver, and nothing grows. I can't.
Yeah, nothing grows, and you have wildlife would eat it anyway, Jim.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you tried to
got
grow it, there'd be
bears
elk,
out there just
elk,
eating your
deer,
berries.
bears. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, it's true.
So you plant for the bears.
yeah, it would be
Yeah.
for them. Yep.
I tried growing berries, thinking that maybe the bears will
Yeah.
like them, but they didn't like them.
They didn't even grow.
No, they didn't grow.
What's the wildlife? What do you have? Because Colorado, we got everything. You name it, we got it.
Yeah, I think Port Harcourt. I think the buildings have chased the wildlife away.
Yeah.
So it's only birds. You see
Yeah,
only birds,
okay.
couple of insects here. Yes, but if you go deeper, no, I think generally, okay, the state where I am is rivers. Like I said earlier, it's oil and gas. There's a lot of oil and gas here. So they started drilling oil back in 1950s, 1960s, and they did it very carelessly. So a lot of the places you don't really have much wildlife because they're all dead. Yeah, because a lot of oil spills and everything. Yeah, so you can get some fish because of the sea.
Yeah.
But wildlife, we don't really have that. I think that's more common up north. So up north, you see the lions, elephants, and whatever.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing around there.
Yeah,
Because
nothing.
where Jim is in particular, I mean, mountain lions can be.
Mhm.
You do have bears.
Yeah.
You got elk and deer. There's a lot of
Wow.
like big animals, big animals.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought the bears were hibernating, but people in my neighborhood have got them on their like
Security
ring
cameras?
and stuff like that. So they're
So they're
not-
still out and about
they're
right
still
now.
Out right now, yeah. And a
When
mountain
do they-
lion.
Are they
Somebody-
just? Why aren't they hibernating? Wait, a mountain lion has been around recently.
Yeah, a mountain lion was around recently as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
You
it's supposed to be
can't shoot
out
'em?
during the winter now.
Yeah, it's winter,
Well,
so
Yeah, the
but
bears
it's been a
usually go to
slow
sleep.
start to our winter. We had one couple
One big-
snowfalls, but the
yeah.
temp has been pretty warm.
Yeah,
Oh.
and the
So
mountain
they're probably
lions
just
don't go to sleep.
confused. They don't.
Yeah, they don't
know.
hibernate.
Yeah, they're just out all the time.
They are all the time. Okay.
Yeah,
Eating your
They're
cats.
not like
Did
us.
you not see the commercials?
Yeah, I did see that actually.
So Peter, we just had our national election, but we also had our local elections, and one of the questions on the Colorado ballot was, should you be able to hunt mountain lions? Like, if a mountain lion comes to your front door, rings the doorbell, should you just open the door and shoot it? I guess was how I interpreted the law.
I think that was exactly how it was written, if I remember right on the ballot.
But did we vote for that or against that? What did it? Do you guys know if it? I think you
Did it?
can't shoot them, right?
I think that it
didn't
passed to
pass.
not shoot, right, Jim?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. So we
Because
just let them
I
live.
think the tactics were at question, the way they hunted them, correct? Right.
Maybe.
And
I don't
there
know. I was a little
are-
confused.
There are some caveats to like if you're a rancher and they're killing your
your livestock. you can-
livestock,
Livestock,
you can either
yeah.
protect your livestock or like I don't know if it's if you capture and release or what, but you can still protect your livestock as a rancher. So,
Okay.
but people
How
were
big are these mountain lions that you want
They're-
to capture?
they're pretty big,
Like
right?
100 and something pounds.
That
right?
sounds like
Yeah.
a dangerous thing to do. I'd rather shoot them.
Yeah.
So,
I think they're.
I
about
mean, they're not
100
they're,
pounds
they're not
or something.
African. They're not African lions. We're not
The
trying to say.
huge
Yeah,
ones.
we're not trying to.
No.
We're not competing with.
Yeah, we're not trying to have a contest on lion size.
But they're big. They're big. They can do some damage.
They're big for here.
They're fast.
yeah.
too.
Oh,
I think
They
yeah.
are fast. I mean, they're a cat.
Yeah.
You know.
So we voted to not shoot the mountain lions, but
believe so.
instead we voted that anyone in Colorado, anyone can become a veterinarian and do veterinarian surgeries in the back of a car if you pay $49 for a license. Did you guys see that was on the ballot?
I didn't notice that passed.
There was some weird veterinary.
Like you could just call yourself a vet, right?
Yeah, it's basically you are a vet tech, but anyone can get the license, and there's all this stuff on the news here. It's like, please don't, like, you're gonna actually have to see because they can just kill your animals.
So should I become a vet? Is that what you're
I was
telling
about
me?
to say the animals are in trouble there.
Yeah.
I know.
Especially because I'm starting a business. I'm inspired by Peter. I'm gonna be a vet tomorrow.
I'm even thinking of starting one. You say for $9, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 49.
I know. Peter's
Yeah,
like,
why not?
I'm retired from business starting.
And
Yeah. Why
a
not?
white lab
Sold
coat,
me.
and I'm good.
Yeah, well, exactly. You get a lab coat. Who doesn't trust that guy?
Exactly. I remember actually going to like a store when I was like in high school. I couldn't drive at the time, and they sold lab coats. And the thought that went through my head is
You're like, I could do.
I
anything
could
with
just
this thing.
pretend to be a scientist at this point.
Yeah. If you wear that, nobody's questioning you when you just tell them what to do either.
It's true. It's true. You just
Very true, actually.
you grab the lab coat and a clipboard. Unstoppable.
Yeah, unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
The Trojan horse wasn't an actual horse. It was just a lab coat and a clipboard, and that's how they
They're
got
like,
in.
"Come on
and
in."
That's, yeah,
This
they
guy's
look official.
Yeah, come on in.
So, Peter, I'd love to hear more about your podcast. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about those?
Yeah, that was good.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're trying to figure out how to do a podcast. So if you could, any tips that you could provide.
So I'll be the podcast consultant here.
Yes, perfect. Another business.
Okay, so basically, like I said, the podcast was something I started to be uncomfortable. I called it my journey of being comfortable in uncomfortable situations. Basically, I started it. Okay, funny enough, it will be 2 years old on Monday. So
awesome.
funny enough, I started it. We had a blog for Target ICT. Then I started listening to podcasts, and I realized when I read blog posts, I just skim and close it. But when I listen to podcasts, I had them. I can listen to a 19-minute, a 2-hour podcast, and I listen to everything. And I'm like, okay, why don't we have those blog posts as podcast episodes? That's one of the reasons. And another reason is, like I said, trying to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. But what finally kicked it off, I actually started a podcast, but the terror of actually recording myself and publishing it, I kept it for like 6-7 months. What kicked it off, actually, I'm a Toastmasters member. That was part of trying to not be too much of an introvert. I joined Toastmasters in 2016, ran away in 2017, joined again in 2020. And one of my assignments for 2022 at my level 4 was starting a podcast. So I'm like, okay, I have this podcast idea I shelved. So why don't I just follow the guide and kick the podcast off? So that way, once I put in that I'm going to do this assignment, I'm forced to do it because I can't move ahead if I don't do that. So that's actually what I did. I think it was the first 4 or 5 episodes. I can't remember. 4 or 5 episodes I had to do and publish and then present it in front of my local Toastmasters group. So that was actually what got the podcast out, episode 1 to 5. And we're at episode 114, actually 160 or thereabout, because I have a lot unscheduled.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And is it mainly just you, or is it you bring guests on? Or you have experts? What all do you talk about?
Yeah, the first 10 was me. So the podcast is Tech Your Business. I think I did a studio for it. That's it back there. Tech Your Business. So just basically for business owners looking to how to use tech to make their businesses better. So the first 10 were just me, but I realized it was a lot of pressure trying to do research and talking and all that. So I started getting guests from episode 11. So since then, it's mostly been different guests from all over. We just come over, we talk, they tell me what they are experts at, which I have no idea about most of the time. And it's more fun that way because I feel just me talking, I would run out of what to talk about after a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this podcast started me and Toby talking, and after the second episode, I was like, can't talk to you
We're done.
ever again. We
It
need
was like
more
we,
people.
we said everything we could ever say to each other.
Mhm.
We were like an
So
old
then
married
It
couple.
felt like that too.
It was like an
Yep.
old married couple at dinner. We just were like,
Like, wow,
Hi.
that weather,
Hi.
huh? How about the weather again?
here's another 60 minutes of silence.
Yeah, exactly. Just awkward silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's been fun because we started the podcast and we just were kind of recording as is, and we were just like going months without recording, and then we'd get together and we'd record an episode and we'd get excited and we'd publish it, and then all of a sudden, like, we got a comment on our social media. It's like, hey, you did season 1 and season 2, and the time between season 1 and the last episode, basically we just had abandoned it, and I was like, all right, Toby, we got to do something. So we ended up like recording that week, and then Jim had been on the podcast, but we're like, Jim, become a permanent member, and then all of a sudden we just started recording every week, and now we're it's been just like a 3-month journey that we kind of got back on it. We've been around for over 2 years, but
Wow.
now we've kind of gone into like every week we do one, we get a guest. And I'm glad we found you. I just kind of like, we were randomly just like
so
throwing
cool.
things out there.
I love it because just
And
when
this
it's
is
right-
this
Yeah.
is what we want. We just want to
Yeah.
like meet people, like
Yep.
see what's similar, what's different, like just kind of figure out. We've got tons of, we talk to each other all the time, so
Yeah.
we'd rather
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
to other
And,
people.
and I think that's one thing I enjoy about podcasting too, because the first few guest episodes, I always wanted to research about the guests, know everything about them, prepare questions and all that. And it was a lot of stress. So these days, I just find it, look at your title, look at your company, okay, you do this, and just meet them for the first time. And it's just so much more fun that way, because you're meeting them at the level of a listener of the podcast, and you're going from there. So it's just a lot more natural that way.
the natural, exactly. That's what's exciting about it, right? Like it's happening in the moment and it's real time, and it's like
Exactly.
it's real in that way. Yeah, that's great.
Yes.
and
You're
we
not-
don't
you're not
do
asking
research.
questions, you know
Yeah,
the answers
yes,
to already.
yes. You just go with it naturally. Yep.
The awkwardness is always good too.
Yeah, I like
when
a good. I got some awkwardness.
Toby talking is very awkward.
Always. It's what I bring.
So Peter, just to go, so your one podcast is called Tech Your Business, and and so people can find that on
Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Apple
all the
Podcasts,
places.
all those things.
And or techyourbusinesspodcast.com.
Okay,
Oh, there you go.
Okay, and what about the other one?
Yeah. What's
Okay, so the other one is Green Tech Pulse. That's, I think, the last episode, the trailer was published sometime in October. I'm recording now. I want to do the first 10 episodes, then release them next year. So actually, the story behind Green Tech Pulse is I've always been sort of interested in renewable energy. So like my final project in uni back in 2010 was getting methane from cow dung. So if you Google me and go deep, I think the first photos of me online are me scooping up cow dung.
Getting methane from it.
Yeah. Just for
So I think-
kicks. He likes to just scoop cow dung for kicks.
Yeah.
People are into that. I don't know. Don't judge.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging.
Yeah, so I think I did that with a friend, and it actually worked because we scooped the cow dung, put it in a plastic drum, sealed the drum, put the pipe, connected it to a rubber whatever, and to a burner, connected it to a burner. After like 2-3 weeks, light the burner, I had this blue flame. I'm like, whoa. This works.
Yeah, that is
Oh,
cool,
yeah.
actually.
Yeah, so that's the first one. Then the second this thing with renewables was when I moved back to Nigeria during the pandemic. We have an issue. We usually have power cuts a lot in Nigeria. So and I work most of my clients are out of, because my company is registered in the UK. So most of my clients were UK, US, Canada, Australia. And sometimes I'm having meetings and the light just goes off and you can't see me anymore. I'm like, no, this can't work.
Yeah, right.
This
But the
can
internet's
work.
still on,
The
right?
bad look.
So-
The bad look.
Yeah. We're just hearing the voice and seeing my teeth.
I mean, maybe that's all you need.
So I started researching options. I have a generator, but it's noisy and I really hate noise a lot. So I started researching into solar. And during the pandemic, I actually right now I'm on solar.
Okay.
I built it myself. Yeah.
Right.
I designed
Oh,
it myself,
wow.
built it
Man,
myself.
what?
Yeah.
Seriously, you know Netflix,
Yeah.
right? You've heard of Netflix, right? You can. There's a lot of shows. There's a lot of shows.
Give him some
Amazon
recommendations,
Prime.
Toby.
I mean, come on.
You're making
amazing.
people on this side of the country feel bad about themselves.
Yeah,
and,
stop,
you
Peter,
know,
stop.
it's not really. You're
No.
up at 6 a.m.
Exactly for this, and that's amazing in itself. Like,
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think I think back then I first of all built a very small one. I bought this really, I think the inverter is in the other room. Bought this really 600 watts inverter, used the car battery, tested it, and I'm like, oh wow, it works on my laptop. Nice. So I now bought panels. I have my panels outside. Bought a bigger inverter, 3 kVA. Bought bigger batteries, wired up everything, and it's been working. I think I finally this installation was done in 2021. I'm using this every day since then. So
wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Full. So you're like completely off grid.
just once there's sun, I have free power.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's
cool.
That is.
yeah. That's,
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm getting into like I actually just installed a solar panel on top of my vehicle because we camp
Yeah?
inside the vehicle, and we have like the Starlink internet. Like I mounted it on top, so
Oh.
we can go out in the middle of nowhere. I have the solar
Power.
panel. I've got
Yeah.
a house battery. I can just plug it in. We can just stand out there, and I can podcast out in the middle of the desert, basically.
And it's so
it's
lovely,
awesome.
the independence. Yeah.
It really is just being able to be like, okay, I'm out in the middle of nowhere and I can still communicate with someone to tell them this is the spot where I'm dying if you want to find my
This is where you can find me.
If you're looking for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I left you something in my pocket, Toby. Come find me.
Oh, all right. That sounds like a fun treasure hunt.
Yeah, exactly.
And so the new podcast is all about the renewable energy sort of thing. Like it's,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I like
And
that.
so are you going to be like teaching people how to do it, or are you just going to be talking about advantages? I'm interested because I sit and watch YouTube videos on how to build a homestead, even though I live in Denver, Colorado. Like I want to go off grid and never have to talk to anyone ever again.
I know that's a lot. I think that's why I started planting edible things too.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
exactly. See,
Mhm.
farming. He's doing it all.
I know. I really
Yeah.
want to get into like you're gonna see one day. Peter's gonna look up and be like, "What happened to Rob who did that podcast?" Oh, here he is on his
just
island by
vanished.
himself.
Yes.
Uh huh.
It's an
Last
island. I like
known
that.
image.
Near an island.
You do realize that an island is just soil covered by water. Like you probably
Yeah.
have one in your front yard because you don't have
Yeah.
good drainage. So
Yeah. Well.
doesn't necessarily mean you're out anywhere.
Yeah. All
Island
right.
could be
Well, I
anywhere.
want you on a remote island.
Yeah, you took me to, I think there was an island in Nebraska that we went to, and it was a man-made
I
lake.
think we saw. Yeah, there was. an
Yeah,
island
so
out there.
that's fake. That's fake stuff. Let's not.
But you
perpetrate
could.
that.
You would love it if you were on an island in Nebraska. Come on.
Yeah,
It's really obvious that Jimmy is the introvert here. This is how
Yeah.
I am when I'm in a group. He's the quietest person.
Yeah.
Just watch. Just
You know,
watch Rob and I
sometimes-
like talk about nothing.
Yeah.
Just roll
they
his
just
eyes.
Keep going.
He has to deal with
funny-
this a lot.
I would say out of all of us were introverts at one time. I know Toby said that he wasn't. We have worked at art colleges, so we're very comfortable in our environment, but not outside.
That's true.
Maybe
That's
I would say.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So like in
Once
our
you leave-
environment, we are not introverted whatsoever. But you throw us, take us down to City Hall. All three of us won't talk, and we won't.
Yeah,
we won't
that
walk
is
through
true.
the door.
That is
It's
true.
like,
That's so true. Yeah.
so
That's me. I think I
don't-
was at a wedding on Saturday and everybody's
yeah.
partying and I'm standing at the side like, what's
Yep.
happening here? I think I had to sneak and go home.
Yeah, I do get
Yeah.
that. Like, what
Go
are these
make
people
kind
doing?
of a not a scene, but just make sure people see you. Like drop something so everybody looks around and be like,
Hey,
"Oh, there
hey,
was
I'm
Peter," and then
And
Peter
then
leaves
just
5
duck
minutes
out.
after.
Duck out.
My wife and I have like code words when we like go to parties or go to events. We're like, "All right, if
Get
I
out.
say chicken nuggets, it is time to go," and it doesn't matter what.
just
My
go.
tissue battery is out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my wife and I have unspoken rule. If we say the magic words, doesn't matter what's happening. Doesn't matter if someone's giving me like, an award. It's time to go. So unwritten rule, because uncomfortableness is not something that I want to go through if I don't have to. But
Except
it
on
would
this
be much
podcast.
easier. Like on the podcast, I'm at home. I can cry. You can't see the bottom half of me. So
Yeah.
like
You can
I don't
always
know.
leave. You can turn your camera off.
Exactly. So
Peter, do you have
ahead.
family at all?
Oh yeah, I do.
Partner,
I think
kids?
I'm separated. So I was married some time ago.
Okay.
So I've been separated since a couple of years. No kids. I think while I was married, I was afraid of kids. When all my friends that were having kids used to complain of not sleeping well, and I'm single and not sleeping well, and I'm like, oh, why do you want to add that to my life?
Yeah,
Let's not do that. Let's not do
that's
that.
logical. That's a logical.
Yeah.
Jim and Toby have kids. I do not. So I'm like, whoa, no, let's not. Mm-mm.
Totally
Yeah,
makes
so
sense.
I think, but my family is here. I think my brother, 2 sisters, my parents, they're all in
Oh.
the same city with me.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
my
cool.
brother
Nice.
just lives like a 10-minute walk from me. My sister lives like a 15-minute walk.
That's great.
The rest, like
nice.
maybe 10-minute drive or thereabouts.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Good.
yeah.
That's great.
Awesome.
It's good to have that. I mean, do you get along with them? I guess I shouldn't say it's good to have them
Oh
around.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
so well.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Good. Then it's that's key to have family around.
Yes, very important.
Yeah.
Very important.
I'm very excited about your off-grid living. That's all I'm thinking about.
Rob's
Okay,
just
how
sitting
do I
there.
do that?
He's like, "Wait, just get a solar panel, dude. It's not that hard. Come on, you're done."
How many like
And a
how
big
big is your
battery.
system? Yeah,
And a
I'm about
big
to say, how
battery, and a
big is
big
your
battery. See?
system? Like,
Peter.
Okay. So my battery is 5 kilowatts. It's a lithium battery, 5 kilowatts. The inverter is 3 kVA.
okay,
3 kVA. Then the panels, I have 300 watts, 6 watts. That's like 1.5 kilowatts or thereabouts.
okay.
1.5. So, but it's very sunny. So most times by 11, the
But say
battery is
you've got
fully
lots of
charged.
sun.
But
Like,
Colorado, we
Yes,
have like
a lot of it.
300 and we have 300 days of sun, Rob. You're good.
Yeah.
we have
wow.
300 days of sun, but we had like 7 minutes today.
Well, okay. I mean, let's not get nitpicky.
The sun comes up at 7:30 a.m. and it's apparently down at 2:15 in the afternoon.
It is a very short day right now.
No, that doesn't.
It
That doesn't
is
work.
crazy. Yeah.
So your battery will need to be like 3 times the size of mine.
I don't know. Apparently, it's gonna have to be 6 times the size of my house, depending on what.
We're having a lot more panels too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and yours you need heating. Heating takes a lot of energy.
Oh yeah. You can imagine
Yeah,
that.
heating
Oh,
takes
yeah.
a lot of
Does-
energy.
You don't
Does
have
it get
to
very
heat.
cold where you're at?
Is it not?
No, it's
Yeah.
no, it doesn't. I think the lowest temperature I've gotten here is like 25 degrees Celsius. I don't know how that's in Fahrenheit.
I mean,
Oh,
that's,
okay.
that's
But it's still warm. It's warm
Yeah.
because I know 25 degrees is like summer. When I'm in the UK, 25 degrees, they're taking off their clothes. It's too hot. So
oh yeah, geez.
I actually lit up our wood stove yesterday because it was so
Yeah, I
cold.
mean it's
I
cold. Like
started a fire
Yeah.
yesterday.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I came out. So I work out in this in a shed outside, and it was so cold. Like I came out here, and I've got the computers out here, and I just hit the key. And the screen, it took like a good 30 seconds to be able to
was so
read
cold.
anything because it
Yeah.
was so cold.
whoa.
It's like, okay. And I've got like like electric fireplace in here and a couple of heaters. So I turned them on, went back inside, and it was like, this is not working out for me.
And I think that's one thing that really shocks me because like I the first 20 something years of my life I grew up in Nigeria and I used to see the winter on the TV and I'm like,
Right.
okay, we have air conditioners here.
Right.
The air conditioners go down to like maybe 13, 16 degrees. I'm like, okay, maybe the winter will be like the air conditioners. So the first flight I took out of Nigeria, I landed in Schiphol, that's in Amsterdam. I bought my winter jacket. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for this cold. I step out of the plane and it's like they threw me in a deep freezer. I'm like, oh my God, I want to go back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
have
agree.
to acclimate. It's very it's a thing. It's a
You know,
thing.
funny enough, after a couple of months, couple of years, I actually started preferring the cold to the heat.
Oh, okay.
It became that bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you can
Yeah.
always put on more layers. That's what I always hear as the like,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
There's only so many layers you could take off. You can
But-
always put on more. I hear people say that a lot.
I don't think you're trying hard enough, Toby.
Skin layer? Like what else? What am I gonna do?
I don't know. Use your imagination.
All right, you're right. You're right.
Think
I'm not
outside the
trying hard
box. You're
right.
yeah.
enough. All right,
Um,
that's fair.
Yeah, I'm over the cold. So I've been in Colorado for 12 years, and before Colorado, I was in Florida, which is very 70 degrees.
Oh yeah.
Or hotter most of the time.
Florida is Port Harcourt weather.
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm moving
Yeah.
back to Florida soon. That's Jim and I both went to grad school. That's how we met each other.
Yeah.
In
University
grad
of South
school.
Florida. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
and then Toby, Jim, and I all worked together at an art college for several years, and
The
became
rest is
friends.
history.
Somehow became friends and started
I mean,
start a podcast. Friends is a hard
I'm
word.
not
It's-
friend. I'm not. What do we say? We're acquaintances at best. Come on.
Just kind of
We
there's
just-
a reason we're diagonal
know
on
each
this
other,
image. Yeah, we don't like to do anything with each other.
No.
Oh, we have a question on YouTube.
Oh, there you go. I didn't even see that.
Do you want to just throw it up there? So
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
So CJ is one of our regular viewers, and she has a question here.
Yeah.
Oh, I
What
like
strategies do you use to turn your neurodiversity into a superpower rather than seeing it as a limitation? So CJ must have probably popped in when I said, "Do you have undiagnosed ADHD?" That's
Yeah.
probably
Okay,
where that
I
comes
think-
from.
I think I can answer this.
Oh, I like it.
right.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I want to hear this.
Yeah. Yeah, because okay, I remember when I was done with school, I think after the second business or thereabout, I went for a job interview because they were pressuring me. I should at least apply for a job and all that. I applied. I'm really good at aptitude tests. I always pass them. So I passed the aptitude test, got to the interview, and I remember very clearly one answer I gave. I answered everything so good, and then they're like, so what's your biggest weakness? I'm like, I don't finish things.
Yeah. And
I
what
know
did they?
that's when I failed.
You didn't get that job.
like,
did
all
you?
right, next.
Just dropped. Yeah.
You're,
so
you're
I
like,
think,
let me be perfectly honest. I don't finish anything. Can I have the job now? And they're like,
I'm really good at starting stuff, though.
yeah.
So I think that's one of, because I love novelty. This thing of starting things, I like the starting part, but the running and the finishing part was at the beginning was always so difficult for me. Like I start and then I have to start managing people, and I'm like, why? No, I need to start something. I hate this.
Yes.
So
You have
So
to
that
figure
not
out how
finishing
to
things.
finish. Yep.
yeah. So I had to start structuring my life. I think that's why these days I'm focusing on one business. Then apart from that too, I strictly plan every day of my life. So my calendar app is my favorite. When I wake up in the morning, I look at it first. I have I know it's weird for most people, but I have this paper timetable in front of me every day.
Okay.
So
Okay.
No, I get that. I
block,
need that
yeah.
tangible. Yeah, I get that.
So every Sunday, I plan out what I'll do each 30 minutes in the next week, or maybe today's yesterday, Wednesday, after work, I plan out what I'll do on Thursday. So I know that when if I'm sitting from my computer, I'm going to go to Instagram or Facebook. I'm not going to work. But if I open this and I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to be doing this thing right now, I would focus on that thing because my brain wanders too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, that helps. Then I have a to-do list app. So those three, this paper, because the apps, the calendar and the to-do list, if I get on my phone, I might get distracted by notification. That's why I have the paper.
Oh,
So I
that's
put everything
smart,
from the
pretty
to-do
smart.
list.
It's smart.
Yeah. and the calendar into paper so that I can keep my phone in the other room and then just focus on the paper. So it's really helped. So these days I finish things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, separating yourself from your phone is huge. Like, I've
The
really
phone is
done a lot
horrible.
more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the phone is horrible. Like since I had a phone, I stopped. When I was younger, I used to read books. I used to read really big books in like a day or two.
Yeah.
I've not read a book in like 2 years.
Yep.
Because I opened the first page and I'm like, oh no, I'm done. It's boring. I threw it away.
Yep.
Well, you can't put the book in your pocket. I can put my phone in my pocket,
Yeah,
and it's
that
got
too.
fun stuff. It's got
I think
games
it's everywhere.
everywhere.
It's got everything.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, I think CJ, I don't know if you saw, she said exactly. So I think that
Yeah.
satisfied the answer there. Oh, and she
said-
also says,
Great
I'll
advice.
throw that up there.
There you go.
Great
Thank
advice.
you,
Thank
CJ.
you. Yeah.
Well, you hit the interactive portion of the
Yeah,
of
look
the
at that.
show. I know.
Does he have to pick
Peter.
Does he have to pick a phrase
so
or a word?
Explain to him, Toby, what he's got to do.
Peter,
There's-
back when Rob and I first started the podcast, I was always really suspicious that anybody would actually watch the whole thing and listen. So we started creating like a secret word so that if somebody said, "Oh, I listened to you," I could be like, "Okay, well, what's the secret word from the podcast?" And if they know it, I know they were totally full of BS, right?
Yeah.
So we like to throw these in, the secret words. What do you have a word or phrase that we can use for this week's like secret phrase?
Oh yeah, Phoenix. Phoenix is my favorite word.
All
Phoenix?
right.
Yeah, Phoenix.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I love that.
There it is.
Peter, no hesitation. Just
I know.
on the
Hey,
word. Most people
Some
are
people are like,
"Ah."
so much pressure.
So could you talk to us about why that's your favorite word?
Oh yeah, that's
He wants to know now why Phoenix.
Yeah. Okay. So Phoenix is because I think from when 2010, when I was building all my businesses down to 2019, I built a lot of things. I had this really big businesses and everything. I was on a roll and all that. And then after my separation, I just at the point of separation, I had 4 businesses running. I was messed up mentally because of the whole thing. I actually just shut myself up and let those businesses die. Like, I said I'm an introvert, so my method of coping is just locking myself up and processing things myself. That's when I grew this beard because I didn't want to go to my barber.
convenience. I like it.
See, I'm telling you, this is where I'm headed.
So I had my hair full, my beard full. I just looked like a hermit, a really bad hermit.
I go through those phases.
Yeah, I
Yes.
always look like one, but go ahead.
So that was 2020, 2021. And then late 2021, I think after my aunt died, she was like the really closest person to me during that phase. She died, and I just decided, okay, I'm being stupid doing this. I am being stupid, beating myself up over something that I don't have any control over. So I decided to start rebuilding. So that's when I took the word Phoenix. I think there's a Phoenix part of my life where, building from the ashes.
Beautiful.
Because, the Phoenix story, in case anybody in the audience doesn't know, it is the phoenix is a bird that lives for like, I think 500 or 1,000 years. It's beautiful, like an eagle and huge and all that. But after 1,000 years, it puts itself in fire and burns to ashes and turns into a golden egg. And then from the egg, a new bird comes out. Yes, so I think just coming out and becoming better than I was before. That's why I just use Phoenix to remind me of where I am, where I've been in the past few years.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
cool.
that's
Much cooler
super
than
cool.
the state or the city in Arizona that I thought you were talking about. It's an awkward.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Phoenix.
There's actually a city named after that.
Yeah,
Think
yeah.
of it.
It's not a good city. They,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh,
It's okay. It's okay.
Would
Toby,
they
you
snatch my
muted yourself
necklace there?
complaining.
What's that?
And I said, would they snatch my necklace there? Say it's not a good city.
Was I muted?
Yeah, they would steal your necklace.
Am I still muted?
No, we hear you, Toby. You're good, Toby.
Phoenix? I don't know about that.
Yeah, they would steal their his necklace, and then they would sell it for like a cup of ice water because it's like 170 degrees
Yeah,
for
it's
no reason.
really hot there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do have a really fun ostrich farm.
Nice.
what?
Yeah, I fed ostriches in Phoenix. So,
All right. Well, Peter, if you want to join us next week, we're gonna go to Phoenix and feed ostriches.
No, we're
apparently.
not.
I think
Peter,
we are.
you were amazing. You were like so fantastic. I don't know why you're on this podcast, but we're pleased to have you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks for being our first. We had somebody else sign up and they bailed. So you're our first like
Like our first like we just don't know. He's from the
he's from the
great
future. I don't
beyond.
know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah. And this was
cool.
great. This is really what we want to do, and we want to just talk to people and see how they're doing, and you tell them to have a good life because we're not doing too bad over here.
Yeah.
Toby, he's in his own.
I mean,
Hey, speak for himself.
yeah, it was really nice talking to you, Peter.
This is awesome.
Really cool.
Definitely stay in touch with us for sure.
Definitely, I would.
Cool. Thanks, Peter.
Yes. Well, you go enjoy your day because it's early in the morning there.
Yeah,
and
we gotta
we're
go to
gonna
bed soon.
We gotta go to bed. So
He's already
this time
he
zone's
is from the
always-
future because it's Thursday. Are you in Thursday?
Yeah,
Peter?
it's actually Thursday.
Yeah, see,
Thursday.
he is from the
Oh
future.
man, you are in the future.
It's
So
Thursday
I'll
at
tell you what
7
happened
a.m.
when you wake up.
Yeah, wait, please. I want all the spoiler alerts because I don't want surprises.
well, thank you so much. We will hopefully run into you again. You're welcome to always come back to the show. We'll check out your podcast as well. And thank you so much and have a wonderful day. And thanks everyone for listening.
No problem.
Right.
Thank you so much. Enjoyed this a lot.
All right.
Yeah, this was fun.
Thanks, Peter. Bye.
Bye.